Why we have these two categories separate from the regular spousal sponsorship? So I see on a majority that all of my videos so far on spousal sponsorship in Canada has been specifically related to the married couples, because obviously I myself went ahead and sponsored my wife only after getting lawfully married to her. But I also see a lot of hopeful applicants in the comment section asking me questions about how to sponsor someone if you're not legally married to them, or how to sponsor a partner if they cannot come and live with you in Canada due to some personal reasons. Don't worry guys, there's a category for that as well to apply under. Therefore, I thought of making a video to cover this topic because some of you guys as a couple who are not tied in a marital bond yet, but if you'd still like to sponsor your other half, you can very well do that. Either they're living along with you in Canada or not. And that breaks down further into two categories, that is the conjugal partner and the common law partner that we'll be discussing about in today's video. Please be advised that these two categories are very much different than the regular spousal sponsorship that I usually talk about in all of my videos. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. But hold on. Before moving on to the video, if you're new to this channel and if you're someone looking for some info on how to sponsor your loved one in Canada, or if you're planning to apply for it soon, then make sure to hit that red subscribe button down there that keeps calling out for you. I post videos on a regular basis regarding different immigration topics specifically related to Canada. So if Canada is of your interest, please make sure to subscribe. Alright, now let's get started. So let me first tell you all why we have these two categories separate from the regular spousal sponsorship to begin with. The main differences that lie between them is the legality of the marital status. So unlike a spousal case, none of the members that apply under a conjugal or a common law partner program are legally married under the eyes of the society, which is why both these categories lack the most important part of a sponsorship application, that is a marriage certificate. Because obviously there could be certain limitations or obligations or helplessness which is out of your hand that is not letting you both get married in the first place, which is why the Canadian government wants to unite people with such status as well and puts forward these programs in front of us all. Now let's discuss these two programs in detail and carefully understand the difference between the two. So under this type of relationship, a common law partner is someone who has been living with a Canadian PR or a citizen inside Canada, outside Canada, or a combination of both for a prerequisite or the required amount of time, that is at least 1 year. They can be eligible for this program. And generally, people in this category live in a marriage-like relationship, but they're not necessarily married. And in most cases, both the sponsor and the applicant are expected to live at the same place and share their expenses. But unlike married couples, the common law partners present more of a fraud risk in terms of immigration in the eyes of the government, which is why they generally require them to provide a wider variety of proofs and evidences that showcases their genuine cohabitation together in a relationship. And the proofs that the IRCC expects from people applying under this category are the following: a rental lease signed together by both the applicant and the sponsor, a joint bank account primarily shared by both the sponsor and the applicant. I know not everyone does this thing these days. Even my wife opened up her separate bank account just a few days after she arrived in Canada. But if you're soon planning to apply under this category, then make sure you're opening up a joint bank account months before you actually start planning to apply. After that, a credit card or a line of credit statement that shows that you both have been using it together, a statutory and notarized declaration by your relatives and friends confirming that you both have been living in a genuine and continuing relationship, and that this relationship is not only created for the sake of the application, because that will be considered fraud. Also, a very beneficial point, if you both have purchased a home and if the paperwork or the agreement has both of your names on it, then you can submit that as well. So basically, other than these official documents, everything else that you require to show in your application is the same what you see in a regular spousal sponsorship. Therefore, being in a common law relationship does not prevent you from enjoying the same rights as a married couple, which include, for example, being able to sponsor a dependent or any other family member to live in Canada as a PR. Some other things that are similar for both the married couples and the common law couples is that, just like a regular sponsor, a common law sponsor is also not able to sponsor someone else for a period of 5 years after successfully sponsoring their partner. And just like traditional husband and wife, a common law sponsor is also considered responsible for the financial well-being of their partner, which is why you're also required to provide financial evidences in the application that you have enough money to support your partner in case they're unable to financially support themselves. The only limitation that puts you in this category is the lack of a marriage certificate. That's all. Otherwise, the rest is pretty much the same. And here are the other evidences that people under common law relationship are expected to provide. a record of the texts or the call logs that you use to contact each other on a daily basis, photos of the trips and the dates that you went on or still gone together, the gift receipts and proofs of other things that you give each other on different occasions and all that stuff. And to have a better idea on all this supplementary stuff, you can watch this video up here that I posted a couple months back after you're done watching this video. Here you will find 95% of the information discussed is similar to the ones applying under the spousal sponsorship. So my advice to all the applicants applying under the common law category: there has been a lot of fraud cases happening lately all around, and also due to a thing called marriage of convenience, which has been defined as a relationship that is entered into primarily for the purpose of immigration and therefore is not genuine. In such scenarios, unfortunately, a very genuine relationship also falls under high chances of rejection solely because they belong to this category. So just to avoid yourself from being one of them, make sure you're properly going through the checklist that I have added in the description and not missing anything that you're asked to provide under this category. Alright, now we're going to shed some light on the second category, which is the conjugal sponsorship. Now under this program, there can be many differences, but the main one that separates it from the rest is the ability to live together. You see, under the spousal and the common law sponsorship cases, the couple usually lives together and shares many day-to-day things together, due to which it really becomes very easy for them to improve their relationship. However, under conjugal sponsorship, the couple is not at all living together. Straightforward thing, no ifs, no buts. That is their main limitation, and there could be a lot of reasons behind this. It could either be a physical barrier, for example, let's say there's an immigration hurdle coming in their way, or let's say the same-sex marriage or relationship is not supported by their partner's country. By the way, just in case you don't know, the same-sex sponsorships are also allowed in Canada. Or let's say there is a certain marital status that doesn't allow you to immigrate. For example, in Philippines, a couple is not allowed to legally divorce. So in such cases, you get the opportunity to sponsor your spouse in Canada who is undergoing such limitations. But now here's the catch. Instead of proving to the government that you guys are genuine partners, your main focus stays towards proving that how is a certain barrier that you have mentioned in your application not letting you both getting legally married or live together in the first place. So you see, this is what makes this category completely different than the other two, and also very hard to prove at the same time. Therefore, without any doubt, the highest number of rejections also happen to be under this category. Other than that, both the common law and the conjugal sponsorships have the same 1 consecutive year requirement to be able to eligible under these categories. But let's forget about the downside of this category for a moment, and let's shed some light on the advantages that you get from the application point of view. You know, under the spousal and common law, you're obligated to provide a proof of living, that you guys share some living expenses, and that your birth certificates or the adoption records of your children, and also the toughest part, that is the photographs of both of you together. But under conjugal sponsorship, you're not obligated to provide any of these proofs. I know this is a big relief for a lot of applicants under this category, but the disadvantages also go hand in hand. As I already mentioned, that these applications are the hardest type of sponsorships to prove in front of the government. Alright, so this was the differences and the similarities among the conjugal and the common law sponsorship. If you guys got any questions related to any of the topic we discussed in this video, you can leave it in the comment section. I will get back to you all as soon as possible, just the way I always do. And if you're new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button to bring it up in the algorithm. And for all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me so far and checking out my each and every video. I really appreciate you guys. But I also see a majority of my viewers haven't actually subscribed to the channel. So guys, please do. It's absolutely free and won't cost you a dime. And I'll see you again with another topic and some useful information. Till then, stay safe and keep watching Canadian Desi.